Hello, Viking fans. Today I'm going to talk about my top 10 lists, wide receiver edition. Before that, I'll talk about my contest next. Hello, Viking fans. I'm going to do a giveaway. I want to describe it to you. I'm going to give away $100 worth of merchandise of your choosing. If I get to 1,000 subscribers, 75 if I get to 750, 50 if I get to 500, 25 if I get to 250. I'm going to choose one person from an episode. So I'm going to choose an episode, and I'm going to choose one person as long as they're liked, subscribed, and commented. And you can do multiple comments, multiple entries. You can actually go back to my old videos and do that too. Those will be eligible. Now, I'm going to choose that on game day against the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to choose one. Hopefully, it's $100, and I have 1,000 subscribers. Skol Vikes. Welcome to Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter at SkullWorld and at MN Sports Podcast. Also on Facebook, SkullWorld. Next, I'm going to talk about the top 10 wide receivers in the NFL in 2022. Let's get started. All right, Viking fans, and other NFL fans, if you're joining me, we're going to talk about the 2022 wide receivers and who is in my top 10 list. But don't miss an opportunity to go down below. Tell me what you think. I want to know your top 10 list. Or you tell me where I'm crazy or I'm missing somebody. You also will be entering my contest. All you have to do is be subscribed, click like, and leave a comment of any kind. You're in the contest. Now, my top 10 list, I'm going to start with a former adversary. We saw it twice a year, and he was pretty good. He's in a new territory now, so who knows what he'll be like. But I think he's the best wide receiver in the league. Not hands down, but he does everything well, and that's Davante Adams with the Raiders. He had that comeback, catch that he could do. He could, route runner. He could catch over somebody. But that back shoulder fade that he could pull off on everybody at will, everybody. He was just the guy. And he was always late to adjust to the ball, just deceiving the cornerbacks. He's advanced farther than the next 9 receivers. And that's why I put him number 1. Now, number 2, yours truly, Justin Jefferson, I pick as the second best wide receiver in the league. I think he could be number 1, but he doesn't have the advanced skills Davante Adams does. Doesn't mean he can't. I just think that is lacking in his game is that back shoulder fade. It's more of a timing thing with the quarterback. In our past offenses, it just wasn't used. It wasn't, hey, I'm going to put my best guy and beat your guy. That's not what the Vikings offense was about. That was more what the Packers were with the Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams just working the field. Now, number 3, the only reason I wouldn't have a guy that won the Triple Crown last year as number 1 is because he's 1 year. Before that, he was 900 yards type of player. Not that he wasn't good enough to be. Last year, he was force-fed the ball more than any player in the league. And I don't mean that he didn't deserve to get the ball. He just had more targets by like 50 or more than any player in the league outside of maybe Diggs. He only had about 30 more targets than Diggs. But Cooper Kupp with the Rams, very talented. Nothing I don't like about this guy. But 1 year, he's one of the older receivers, if not the oldest receiver on this list. And he's only done it 1 year. Although it was an amazing year, I lower him down a little bit because he only did it in 1 year. And that's Cooper Kupp with the Rams. Number 4, arguably could be eventually the number 1 receiver in the league, and that's Jamar Chase. The only reason I did that is another reason is 1 year. He did and broke the rookie record of Justin Jefferson. But, he started every game, and Justin Jefferson didn't. So I'm going to keep him below Justin Jefferson. And nothing I don't like about this guy either. He has concentration. Ball going through a defensive back's hands. He still catches it. Great after the catch, over the shoulder. So many good things about this. Over the middle, catches with his hands. Great receiver. I wouldn't be shocked that he doesn't break the 2-year record that Justin Jefferson holds. Hopefully, Justin Jefferson puts that 3-year record out of reach. But Jamar Chase of the Bengals got a great thing going on in Cincinnati. Now, number 5, kind of shocked that I feel about this, but I was intimidated by him. This guy, it just looks like he's going to dominate when he was in the game. When they got him the ball, first of all, he was open, and if he was open or wasn't open, he got the ball and he was able to break tackles. This guy's a running back playing wide receiver, and he's a big wide receiver. And that's Deebo Samuels. Probably, I think he had the highest yards per catch anybody in the league or anybody on this list. I think it was like 18 yards per catch. That was amazing. Sorry, having a light issue here. But yeah, I have him at number 5 with the 49ers, Deebo Samuels. I think this guy intimidated teams, and he's going to continue to do that no matter who he plays for. I think he's that good, and he's still so young. He was 25. Number 6, a guy that's been around, been on a couple teams, and when he switched teams, he had his best year, and that's Stephon Diggs, the Buffalo. Great route runner, great hands, runs after the catch, creates miracles, but he makes any wide receiver core better. You know, he had somewhat of falling out with Minnesota, wanted to leave. I think it has more to do with the offense we were running, run first offense, that he wanted to leave, not necessarily Kirk Cousins, just because of the way they acted around each other and things he said after leaving Minnesota. He has not disparaged Kirk Cousins at all, or the Vikings. I think it had all to do with the Mike Zimmer and the way he ran the team. And he wanted out, and it was obvious. I wish he could have been a Viking for life, but he's not, and he's with Buffalo, and he has got a good thing going. 2 years ago, he was even better than last year. He does get a lot of targets, but for good reason. This guy was always open, just like Thielen, and they made a great duo. And in Buffalo, he's got a great career ahead of him. He's still 28 years old, so he's got a lot of life left in him, and we'll see good things for him out of Buffalo. Hopefully, when they don't play, hopefully he's out, doesn't play us this year. Sits for a game. I put a tight end on this list. Maybe because I'm not going to do a tight end list. I don't know. Maybe I will. But if you're talking about receivers, Travis Kelce's receiver, he's just better than any wide receiver in a long time. I say a long time because, it's been a long time since the tight end was in his prime killing it like Kelce. Kelce's just a receiver. He gets yak yards. He's tough to bring down. He's good in the open field. He runs good routes, great hands. There's nothing like this guy. He's greater on the end zone. I put him at number 7 for the Chiefs. A tight end in the top 10 and wide receivers. I'm going with it. Hey, it's a little curveball. Tell me if I'm crazy down below. Number 8, I think this guy's dominant. Got life in him. He's playing for a bad team right now. Seattle Seahawks, DK Metcalf. That dude came to the league, 40.5-inch vertical, 4.31 40. This guy ran against Olympic runners, 50 pounds heavier than him, and barely got beat. He finished in last place out of 9 out of 9, but he was in contention that whole race. This guy's fast as hell. He can moss people. This guy, I think, has got a great future ahead of him. He just got to get a quarterback in an offense in the next few years. He had one. Now he's gone. But let's see what he can do. I think he'll be the focus of the offense. He'll probably get forced the ball a little more. Might be a little more productive. But he's got to go back to the dominant ways he was 2 years ago. I think he can. And just his physical size, physical abilities. This guy is number 8 with the Seahawks, DK Metcalf. Number 9, it's a guy you think I'd put higher. It's Tyreek Hill with the Dolphins. He's changing teams. I think he's going to a downgrade at quarterback, but he was the number 2 guy on the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe, behind Travis Kelce. And that's, it's a tight end, I think, is a bigger focus than Tyreek Hill, a top 10 wide receiver. Well, let's see what he is. He's got something to prove for me. He's not a red zone threat. He's only 5'9" or something like that, 5'10". Doesn't necessarily not catch with his hands. He doesn't get up 50-50 balls. He gets open, but it's a lot of the times is off of Mahomes scrambling because he's very good at off-brand plays. Just that had a lot to do with his success. I don't know if he's going to be as open as much. I don't think there's going to be a guy doing off-schedule plays as much. I just, Tyreek Hill, he's still going to be good. He's still a threat. He doesn't scare me like some of these other guys. That's what I'm saying. Number 10, had a down year last year, but still, I think if he stays healthy the entire season, he's easily a top 10, if not a top 5 wide receiver. He's 29 right now. It's DeAndre Hopkins, the Cardinals. I think he's still top 10. He only had like 500 some yards offense last year, or receiving last year, but he still has the tools. He still is young enough. He's still 1 year removed from an amazing season. I think DeAndre Hopkins can get back to normal, be in that top 10, and go from there. Now let's recap. Devontae Adams, number 1. Justin Jefferson, number 2. Cooper Kupp, number 3. Jamar Chase, number 4. Deebo Samuel, number 5. Number 6, Stephon Diggs. Number 7, Travis Kelce. DK Metcalf, number 8. Tyreek Hill, number 9. DeAndre Hopkins, number 10. That's it. Top 10 list of wide receivers, and I threw in a tight end, but he receives the ball in 2022. Tell me what you think below. Enter my contest. Subscribers, all you have to do is click like and leave a comment. You're entered in the contest. I'm giving up to $100 away. I'm already up to $25. Up to $100 to one person on the first game of the year against the Packers. That's it. This is Minnesota Sports Talk. You can follow me on Twitter at SkullWorld, at MN Sports Podcast. Also on Facebook, SkullWorld. That's it. See you next time. Skull Vikings.